Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rob and welcome back to another episode of the Oakland Athletics franchise here on MLB The Show 24. Today we're going to reach the All-Star break with two final road clashes on the East Coast. Starting off here in legendary Fenway against the Boston Red Sox. If you're excited for this one, make sure you drop a like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more baseball content. As on the mound for the Bo Sox will be Nick Pivetta, making his 19th start of the season. And Zach Geloff will step back into the batter's box to lead off the day for the Oakland Athletics as 1-2 pitch. And Geloff will start the day by looking at strike three on the outside part of the plate. Seth Brown getting the spot in the 2 today. He pops up a fastball right down the middle, one he should have sent a long way. Instead, it's going to be caught in center field by Pablo Reyes for the second out of the inning. We'll take a look at this Oakland A's lineup today. You can see it on your screen. Next up, we'll see Ryan Noda, Brent Rooker, Esteury Ruiz, Tyler Soderstrom behind the plate. No Shea Langoliers today. Jordan Diaz instead will be the DH. Abraham Toro at third, and then Nick Allen at short. As that brings up the other lefty, Ryan Noda at the top of the lineup. 2-2 curveball into left field, but right at Yoshida to go 1-2-3. On the mound for Oakland will be J.P. Sears. The lefty hasn't had the best start to his campaign in the first half. Pablo Reyes will lead off today for the Red Sox as first pitch of the day to him will be popped up for Tyler Soderstrom, and he'll make the easy grab. And we'll take a look at this Red Sox lineup. Boston sits 45-45 on the season, as they're one of the worst teams hitting that's not named the A's. You can see Vaughn Grisham up next, followed by Masataka Yoshida, Rafael Devers, Tyler O'Neill, Tristan Casas at first, Trevor Story at short, Ceddanne Rafaela at DH, and Mark Kotzari at catcher. Vaughn Grisham up next, singles up the middle, so that's the first base hit of the day. He's on first base here for Masataka Yoshida, as the second-year man from Japan will hit this one down the right field line and fair. Rooker will get to it, holds the runner at third, and just like that, Boston has runners on the corners for Rafael Devers, who swings through a high fastball to make it 2 down now for Tyler O'Neill, and he'll pop the next pitch to left field. So Sears, a little bit of trouble in the first, but he's able to manage it. The top three now, where Jordan Diaz leads off for Oakland. He takes a 1-1 pitch into center field, but it's caught by Pablo Reyes. Abraham Toro today getting started at third base. Haven't seen him as much recently, hitting 180 on the season. He draws a walk. Nick Allen up next. A wild pitch will send that one to the backstop. That'll move Toro up to second base as later in the at-bat. Next pitch. Allen swings and misses at a fastball. So 2 down now. Turning over to the top of the lineup in Zach Geloff, who saw strikeouts back in the first inning. He has a runner in scoring position here with 2 outs. First pitch to Geloff. Slider catches too much of the plate. He drills this one to deep center field, and it goes into that corner at the 420 sign. Blaze it. It's a ground rule double, which means Oakland has their first run of the day. And unfortunately, that's all they're going to get, as Brown will ground out to end at the top of the third. We'll stay with Oakland, though, top 4 as Ryan Noda leads off this frame with a beautiful pitch to Crush. Instead, he just pops it up into right field. Brent Rooker up next, 0-1 pitch to him. He takes a fastball over the middle of the plate. Sends this one to deep right center, where it hits off of the top of the wall. It was just inches away from being a home run. Instead, it's a 1-out double from Brent Rooker, trying to bounce back after a horrible June. Esteury Ruiz up next, hits this one into right field, and our best clutch hitter gets a nice base hit, puts runners on the corners. 1 down for Tyler Soderstrom. Full count pitch. He looks at strike 3. Fastball hits the bottom of the zone. Big pitch there by Pivetta. Makes now a base hit needed from Jordan Diaz, who has been swinging a hot bat. Lined out back into third. And his next plate appearance is going to be down the third base line and fair. And Jordan Diaz comes through in the clutch. That's an RBI single for him, as Ruiz will get all the way to third. Still runners on the corners as well. Abraham Toro up next. First pitch swinging. Golfs a cutter deep into center field that will be caught. But Oakland now leads 2-0. Go with the Boston offense to see if they can mount some sort of offense here, as Sears has been shut down for the first 3 innings, as he gets a little bit of help as Geloff's throw offline. That's not going to be an error, but I think it should have been. So the next batter, Tristan Casas, will make us pay as he singles up the middle, and that'll send O'Neill over to third. So now just like that, Boston has runners on the corners. Nobody down for Trevor Story, and he lines one into left field. Brown gets a horrible jump on it, makes a great diving effort, but because of that, a run will score, and Boston cuts the lead in half, now down 2-1. Ceddanne Rafaela up next. He pops this one up into left field. That'll be easily caught, if that's a word, by Seth Brown. Next up, the catcher will pop this one into center field. Ruiz playing deep is going to allow that one to drop. So the inning does stay alive, and it turns it over to the top of the lineup. Pablo Reyes, 2-2 pitch, looks at strike 3, so the fourth will come to an end, with Oakland leading 2-1. Top 5 now, Athletics back of the dish. Nick Allen leads us off with a shot down the left field line. It gets all the way to the green monster, and that'll be a leadoff double for Nick Allen. Geloff now at the dish, 0-1 pitch to him. He smacks this one up the middle, as Grissom was playing close to the bag, but it does move the runner up to third. But then Seth Brown looks at strike 3, so now a base hit is needed to score the run again. It's Ryan Noda, who leads the American League in strikeouts. He gets a 3-0 pitch, but gets the green lights, and he singles up the middle. RBI for Ryan Noda. The Athletics get the run right back, as it's now 3-1. That'll also do it for Nick Pivetta, as Garrett Whitlock will come in out of the bullpen to try to get the final out of the inning. It's Brent Rooker who looks at the slur for strike 3, so he gets the job done. But Oakland now leading by 2 again, but not for long, as bottom 5 with 2 away, Devers crushes one to right field and out of here. A solo shot for Rafael Devers, the 2-time Silver Slugger, hits his 18th home run of the season. And just like that, one swing of the bat, Boston is within 1 again. 3-2 in favor of the Elephants still. Going to the top of the 6th, where Ruiz will lead off for Oakland. He'll try to lay down a bunt, and it's a good one, as it allows him to take first base. And Ruiz on first, you got to be careful of the steal. He's not going to do it here, though, as Soderstrom will swing and miss at strike 3. Jordan Diaz up next after a stolen base by Ruiz, but it doesn't really matter because Diaz walks anyway. So now 2 on, 1 out, and Ruiz is going to look to take third base this time, and he does. So an aggressive double steal pays off. That takes the double play out of the equation, and now 2 are in scoring position for Abraham Toro, who hits it up the middle, and he gets his job done. That is a sacrifice, as it's now 4-2. A's take a 2-run lead again. Nick Allen will then draw a walk, getting on base once more, and turning it over again to the top of the lineup, where Zach Geloff does have an RBI today. A great chance to get another one. 1-2 pitch, tied up inside, though. Can't connect on the sinker. The A's again get that run right back. Trevor Gott will then come in out of the bullpen for the Athletics, as Blackburn goes 5 strong innings. Tristan Casas leads off the bottom of the 6th here with the grounder over to Geloff. Easy play at first base. Now Trevor Story up next, 1-1 to him. A cutter catches too much of the plate, but he luckily just pops this one up for third baseman Toro today. That's 2 down. Rafael up next, ground ball over to Abraham Toro. This time fields it cleanly and gets him, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Gott. We'll go top 7 now, where Brennan Bernardino will come in relief for the Red Sox. The lefty making his 44th appearance of the season. He begins against Seth Brown, as he'll face the first 2 batters being lefties. He gets the first one to swing and miss. Ryan Noda up next will chop it down the third base line, as Rafael Devers flashes some glove. How about that from the big man? Beautiful defensive play, and then Rooker will swing and miss as Bernardino goes 1-2-3. We'll bring in our lefty for the bottom of the 7th, Scott Alexander, out of the bullpen. His first batter will be the catcher, Mark Kolosvari, as he grounds out to second base. Pablo Reyes up next, hitless on the day. He'll stay that way. Another ground ball over to Geloff. Easy 2 down for Alexander. How about Vaughn Grisham? 1-0 pitch to him. He pops it up into right. And our bullpen again gets the job done. Back-to-back 1-2-3 innings. Top 8 now as Josh Winkowski comes in for the Red Sox, trying to preserve a 2-run deficit as Ruiz will swing through the high sinker. Soderstrom up next, he swings through the low sinker. So back-to-back Ks now here for Winkowski. That brings up Jordan Diaz, and he'll at least put the ball in play, but both relief pitchers for both teams settling in. It's been a lot of 1-2-3 innings down the stretch. Zach Jackson then comes into the 8th trying to get the hold as he begins with Yoshida grounding it over to Noda. How about Rafael Devers? He's gone yard once today. He breaks his bat, grounds it over to Toro, who charges and makes the play. It's a quick 2 down now for Tyler O'Neill, who will swing through a slider in both bullpens, looking unstoppable down the stretch. We'll go to top 9, where the Rule 5 pickup Justin Slayton will come in. And he'll begin by striking out Abraham Toro. So both bats going ice cold so far down the stretch. Nick Allen will at least step up to the plate. He's crossed home plate once today. 1-2 pitch to him, and he can't connect on a nasty slider running away. That's now 2 down for Slayton. Geloff up next. He can't connect as well on the slider, so Slayton strikes out the side. So we'll go bottom 9 where Lucas Erceg will come in relief trying to get his 17th save of the season. He did blow the last one against Baltimore in the last series, but he begins this one by getting Casas to strike out. Tough play for Soderstrom, but he throws him out at first base. How about Trevor Story up next? 0-1 pitch. He bloops this one into center. Ruiz will get to it. So that's 2 down, and the game's on the line for the rookies, Sedane and Rafaela from Curacao. 0 for 3 on the day. 0-2 pitch. Check swing. He goes around, which means that's going to end the ball game. The Oakland Athletics win by a final score of 4-2 as a great win here for Oakland. The offense got it done early. They cooled off down the stretch, but the pitching was pretty lights out for most of the day. Good day of pitching for J.P. Sears. He gets the win, but the bullpen was lights out once they came in. No runs past the 5th inning, as Erceg does get that 17th save of the season. And he also gets player of the game thanks to his 2 Ks in that final frame. So a good win here in the first one. We look to try to keep our momentum into game 2, but we can't do it. So we lose 9-8 as Trevor Story hit 2 homers off us, and Hogan Harris continues to struggle in that starting pitcher role. We lose the swing game as well, 2-0. Only 2 hits for your Oakland Athletics in this one. Estes was good. He just didn't get any run support, and we couldn't hit Lucas Giolito. So that'll send us to the second half of the episode, where we'll go to Philadelphia for a good old-fashioned City Series, back when both these teams used to be a part of Philadelphia. So an old rivalry renewed here today between the Oakland Athletics and the Philadelphia Phillies. As the Oakland Athletics back in the day did dominate this series. They do have the lead over the Philadelphia Phillies. Obviously, different times for both squads, but Philadelphia having themselves a good season, while the Oakland Athletics are not. On the mound for the Phillies will be Cristobal Sanchez, and he'll begin the day by giving up a leadoff single to Zach Geloff. That brings up Ryan Noda up next, and Geloff's actually going to try to steal second base, and he's going to get thrown out. JT Realmuto, one of the best defensive catchers in baseball for quite some time. He throws him out, and then Ryan Noda will ground out to get the second out. We'll take a look at this Oakland Athletics lineup. Langlear's back in the fray today. He is at catcher in the 4 spot. We'll see Brent Rooker up next, followed by Asturi Ruiz, Seth Brown, Tyler Soderstrom, Nick Allen, and Abraham Toro getting the start at third base today. This Oakland Athletics team is basically last in every offensive category. Brent Rooker can't check his swing. He will go down to end the top of the first. And we'll go bottom 1 now, where Paul Blackburn will get the start today, making his 20th of the season. Still trying to get that ERA down a little bit. He'll begin against the 3-time All-Star Whit Merrifield, who's hitting .333 on the season, and that average will go up. Blooper down the left field line. Brown will get to it, but Merrifield's got some speed. He'll turn this into a leadoff double to begin the game for the Phillies, who are wearing their City Connect uniforms. Brandon Marsh up next, but Whit Merrifield's actually going to steal third base, catches Langoliers off guard, so nice base running there. His 14th stolen base of the season. And then later, Marsh will ground this one over to Noda, who thought about home for a second, but instead flips it to Blackburn, and Marsh and the Phillies, nice small ball, get the job done. Trey Turner up next will ground out to Noda as well. We'll take a look at the Philadelphia Phillies lineup today. Up next, we'll see the powerful DH Kyle Schwarber, followed by Nick Castellanos in right field, JT Realmuto behind the plate, Bryson Scott at second base, the rookie Carson Taylor at first, and Christian Pache manning center field, as this is a very good offensive Philadelphia Phillies lineup. Here's Kyle Schwarber, 1-2, swings at a high curveball. He could have sent a mile. Instead, that'll end the first. We'll stay with the Phillies, though, bottom 2, as Nick Castellanos gets a curveball, and this time he doesn't miss it. He jacks it to deep center field and out of here, and that'll be the first run of the day by the Philadelphia Phillies. A solo shot by Nick Castellanos, his 15th home run of the season. And the Phillies will get on the board first. Score now 2-0. JT Realmuto up next, 0-1, will ground out to Allen, who makes the backhanded play for the first out of the inning. Bryson Stott next grounds over to Toro, and Toro's throw is offline. An E5 by Abraham Toro. We've struggled defensively at that hot corner. Him and Diaz, not the strongest defensive players, and it allows another free base runner. That'll bring up the rookie Carson Taylor, who will single into right as it eats up Brent Rooker. And again, another costly error, proving to be just that, costly. Runners on the corners for Christian Pache. 0-1. He gets plunked right in the back, which will load the bases for Whit Merrifield. 2-2 pitch. He looks at strike 3. Cutter catches the plate. There's a big second out, as that'll bring up Brandon Marsh, who did have an RBI back in the first inning. He has a good chance to add a few more here. 1-1 pitch to Marsh. Over the middle of the plate. Drives one deep right center. And this one's going to get out of here. A grand slam for Brandon Marsh. Plates the bases clear. His 6th home run of the season. And just like that, the Phillies lead 6-0. Philadelphia does love Marsh right now, as he gives the Phillies a massive lead. And again, the inning would be over if it weren't for that E5. Finally, the inning does end, but the damage has been done. A 6-run deficit now here for Oakland. We'll go to them top 3 to see if they have any sort of answer, as Nick Allen will not. He'll swing and miss at strike 3. Toro, who's responsible for the error, will ground it over to second. An easy play out there for Scott. Zach Geloff up next. Any sort of answer? No. Ground over to first. Nice glove by Taylor, who steps on the bag himself. And the Oakland Athletics go down with a whimper. Top 4, though, with 2 down, Langolier steps to the dish, and he'll drive one to about the same part as that grand slam, and it'll clear the wall. So at least the Athletics do get one off of the bat of Shea Langoliers. Not having the best average season, but he has 12 home runs now on the campaign, which is 3rd on the team, but is 6-1 still in favor of the Fightin' Phils. We'll go bottom 5, Kyle Schwarber at the dish, and well, he's going to get that run right back for Philadelphia. This one jacked to right into the second deck, as that is Schwarber's 26th home run of the season. There's a good chance we see him next week in the Home Run Derby, where he'll have a chance to do even more of those in Arlington. But just like that, 7-1 in favor of the Phillies. Scott Alexander will then come in later into the game, looking to get the final out of the 6th inning. He's going to be against the lefty Brandon Marsh, and he does just that. So 7-1 still your score, as we'll now go into the 7th, where Matt Strahm will step in relief for the Phillies. He'll start off against the lefty Seth Brown, who drowns this one over to third. Gloved over there by Merrifield, and he will be throw offline, so Brown will actually be safe. An E5 on Philadelphia this time brings up Tyler Soderstrom. So can we take advantage of the air? Soderstrom gets a cutter, hits it into left field. This one's got some carry, but it'll die just shy of the warning track for the first out. How about Nick Allen stepping up to the plate now? 1-1 pitch to him. He hits this one into right field. That's a base hit. So now 2 on for Oakland. Maybe a little bit of a rally here for Abraham Toro to get a chance. So 2, he swings through a fastball. 2 down now for Oakland, as Zach Geloff now steps up. He's 2 for 3 on the day, but he can't check his swing in time, and Oakland gets nothing. We'll go into the 8th now, where Andrew Bellotti will come in relief for Philadelphia. Not a hold situation, but just trying to preserve a 6-run lead, and well, he strikes out Ryan Noda, who's done that more than anybody in the American League. Brent Rooker, who's also struck out today, steps to the plate. He's hitless. 2-2 pitch to Rooker. Slider down the middle. He hits it into center, and it'll get down to 1 hop in front of Pache, and it'll be a 1-out single for Rooker. Langoliers, who's gone yard today, gets another fastball, and he pops this one into right field, but this time not deep enough. That is the 2nd out of the frame. How about Esteury Ruiz? Haven't seen his name today. 2-0 pitch. Slider cutting into right field. And this will hang long enough to be caught and in the 8th. Bottom 8 now. Zach Jackson comes in relief for Oakland, just trying to maintain this 6-run deficit. He has JT Realmuto up first, and this won't help. Shopping gap in left center goes Realmuto, as this one will get to the wall. That'll be a leadoff double for the Phillies catcher to begin the bottom of the 8th. Bryson Scott up next. First pitch swinging into a deep center field. Ruiz has to range back for it. He'll have enough space, but Realmuto will tag instead. He'll head to third base. That brings up the rookie at first, Carson Taylor. 0-1 pitch. He grounds over to Allen. This will be an easy play at first, but it does plate a run and Philly will now take an 8-1 lead. Pache up next will swing through a slider. That would have been ball 4. So the Oakland Athletics go down by 7 into the final frame, where Gregory Soto, the lefty, will look to just end this ball game. To start off against Seth Brown, who will pop this one into foul territory. Merrifield's over, and it looks like he'll have enough room to put that one away. Tyler Soderstrom up next, 0-2 pitch. He swings through a slider. Nasty pitch running away from him, which means the game will come down to Nick Allen. He draws a walk, so he does keep the game alive for Abraham Toro. 2-2 pitch to him. He rips this one into left field, and it'll get fair. It'll one-hop off the wall. Allen's going to go third. He's going to be waved home because why not? And the play at the plate will be not in time. And Toro has an RBI double. Makes it now 8-2. Top of the lineup, Zach Geloff up next, and that will be where this one ends. Pop up into shallow left field. It'll be gloved by Turner, and that will be your ball game. The Phillies win by a final score of 8-2 as, well, they hit that grand slam in the second, and we just could never come back from that. So they win game 1 of this 3-game set at Citizens Bank Park. 8 runs, 9 hits, 1 error for the Phillies. 2 runs, 9 hits for the Athletics. They just left too many runners on base, and they did have an error of their own as Sanchez gets his 13th win of the season, and Paul Blackburn get his 12th loss. Marsh, obviously player of the game. 5 RBIs for him. Obviously hit that grand slam. So then we go into game 2, where we do beat the Phillies 5-3. Nice bounce back game here. And we're going into the rubber match, but we won't sim it today because we have reached the MLB draft. So it's time to look and see who will be the next Oakland Athletics. Before I do the draft episode, though, I am going to do a draft preview episode where we'll go through some of the top prospects in this draft, kind of get a little bit of background on it before we actually jump into the draft. And speaking of the draft, let me know in the comments section, do you want to see it just a regular episode, or would you guys be interested in a potential draft live stream where we go through it together on the show? But let me know in the comment section below. But thank you guys so much for the support of the series. If you enjoyed, make sure you drop a like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.